Hey everyone, and welcome to an update on the baby Emmanuel Haro trial, a case we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where the 7-month-old disappeared apparently outside a big five store, but his parents was taken into custody. And now Jake Haro, who is not a good guy, he has done horrible things to another one of his kids before, has pled guilty. There's no plea deal, there's no bargain, just, yep, I'm guilty in second-degree unaliving. He's the same guy who helped spin that kidnapping story outside of the Pig Five that the mom got attacked and the baby got stolen. But now at least he's going to court saying, I did it. But there's still no baby Emmanuel we can see. So it's a little bit good that he's doing it, but also there's still no body found. We covered the story where both Jake and Rebecca Haro was arrested, and the police believed they had done it. They had been out there for a couple of days doing the whole, hey, help us, our kid has been missing, we can't find our kid, please support us. We got attacked. She was shopping, got knocked down, and the baby was gone. But no one really believed that. And apparently now it seems the police was right. There has been some very quiet DA's felony settlement conferences that has been going on. We haven't really heard about since the day they hold that big press conference and told certain YouTubers not to get into this case. It's been really quiet, but now they have been holding these settlement conferences, and that's just lawyer speak for, hey, can we get a deal before we go to trial? And it seemed like nothing really stuck, and then all of a sudden Jake just said, no, I'm guilty, I am absolutely guilty. No promises from the DA is what they're claiming, but the wife is still on the hook, so maybe there is a little bit of a deal. Maybe he's to testify against her. We will have to see. But he probably looked at his own prior history and thought, I'm not going to win this one. Or he's maybe saying, well, I have a bad history, so maybe I can save my wife. But he pled guilty to second-degree unaliving, assault on a child causing bodily injury, and filing false reports, because that's the fake kidnapping story. And he still never ever said where they dumped the body. There's no real deal. There's no cooperation clauses. There's no confession about what really happened. So he is owning up to it, but only so much. He's about to be sentenced on November 3rd, and that's the same day Rebecca actually is back in court for her preliminary hearing. This could kind of look like this might not be random. This is strategic, because this is the day where we're going to find out what do they really have on Rebecca. So is he just taking all the blame? Is that why he pleads guilty? Because she claims not guilty still. But the DA has also amended her charges, so something might have shown up. But in a very surprising move, the DA's office haven't really talked about this at all. So it's going to be kind of interesting to find out what do they actually have on Rebecca and Jake. What was it that made Jake say, well, I can't fight this, there's no reason to try and go to court? We'll have to wait and see, because we won't see his evidence per se, but we will see what they have against her on November 3rd. So that's going to be really, really interesting. The DA's office has also told reporters they won't commit or comment on anything until her case is wrapped. So does that mean that they are building a really strong case with the help of Jake, or is there something where they might think, "Oh, if we leak this part, Jake might recant his guilty plea? Or is this because Jake is now a weapon against Rebecca?" We still don't know any of that. We'll have to see when it goes to court. And it's going to be very interesting because we saw some of the evidence that they had, or they talked about the evidence they had, but we didn't really get into details. And apparently, what they believe they can prove is this wasn't something that just happened out of the blue. This is a long, ongoing, suffering 7-month-old kid. So, are they going to be able to prove that they had hurt this kid for a very, very long time? Or what horrible things will we learn whenever it comes out? It's going to be interesting to follow this one to the door, because normally when we see these kind of cases, it's the mom who pleads and puts it on the dad. But apparently this guy, he just pled guilty and is taking everything on him. But we still don't know what about Rebecca. So it's very dynamic right now. And again, we don't know the evidence because the police were like, "No, we don't want you to know too much about this," which you can have. They should, they shouldn't, but that's how they roll. And again, kind of like in the Harmony Montgomery trial, where is the body? Where is little baby Emmanuel? Because we don't have any clear indication of what happened. How did it happen? And what injuries did this poor little kid have? There are a group called Emmanuel's Warriors who have been trying to find him, have been going to court dates. They feel like this is justice finally coming home, but with a plea like this, it's 15 to life. I don't know, with a history like Jake's, if 15 is enough, if you can say it that way. He could be out in 12 years and have ruined 2 of his children's life. One of them he took away, the other one he made permanently injured. I don't know. That's justice. We are not always on the right side of justice because you feel angry when you see things like this happen. And what about Rebecca? Do they now have a really good case going in to get her in trouble as well? Or is this one of these cases where there's so much that points to her, but there's just not enough where you can say, well, it was her? It's going to be one of these interesting days, the 3rd of November, where we learn, first of all, why he pled, maybe, but also what do they have against her. So I don't know. I wish that we could find the body and he could get a proper burial, get some peace. But you also kind of want to know, why did he all of a sudden change his mind and pled guilty to all of these crimes? Why, if there was a plea deal, we haven't heard about it. Maybe there's something behind the scenes. The DA's office has been very quiet in this case. I don't know. But 3rd of November will be a day where we have to keep an eye on the news and find out what, if any, news is out there. Because one thing is true, little Emmanuel isn't here anymore. And I believe both of these parents are going straight to a very, very hot place, because even though he might take the rap, I don't think she didn't know what was going on. And maybe he's going to sing about her. And I will cry dry tears if people who molest children is going to hell. But that's just me.